with the all-new Dragon's Lair 2. Secret tips for invincibility in Mega Man 3. We'll show you how to defeat the dragon in the Immortal. And we're gonna catch with the #1 head knocker of them all, Bonk's Revenge. All this and more on GamePro. Let's boogie!
Sorry. Hi, everybody. Welcome to GamePro. I'm JD Roth. This is my pal, Brennan, and, well, as you can see, I'm getting here a little late today, and I am really sorry. Sorry, bud.
Dude, what are you late for, man? I was expecting you. What happened?
Well, you see, I was hanging back with the Game Lab guys playing this awesome new arcade game they just put in, and, well, we're gonna show it to you later on, and you are gonna love it. Anyhow, here I am with all the video game tips and talk you come to expect week in and week out. And, where do we get these globs of gamer knowledge? Hey, I'll tell you where. Gamepro-Magazine, the #1 source for home and arcade video game information. You know it. B-Man, what's up?
Wait, dude, what were you and the Gonzo dudes back there in the lab playing without me for? That's hurtful.
No. Chill, B-Man. I got the game. We kept the game so we can play during commercials. I love this job.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But, dude, no commercial right now, okay? You gotta go. SWAT time, bud. SWAT time,
yeah, and
bud.
as we speak, I am on my way. Let's do it. Here we go. SWAT World! Whoa!
Secret weapons and tactics.
Whoa! Nice ride. Here I am in my home away from home, SWAT World. And here's a tip for the third in the all-time popular game series on NES, Mega Man 3. I'll get him next time, don't worry. Now, using this tactic takes guts and a friend. So make sure you got both before you try it out. Oh, missed him again. I'll get him next time. If you execute this tactic correctly, you can achieve limited invincibility and super jumping ability in Mega Man 3. Keep in mind that the invincibility part of this trick works only in the Needle Man, Snake Man, Shadow Man, and Gemini Man levels of the game, so don't bother trying it out on any other level. The super jumping works anywhere. When you're in any of these stages, fall into a hole that would normally kill Mega Man. That's right, fall into a hole that normally kills this dude. But when you fall, hold button A on controller 1 and right on the directional pad on controller 2. Now, keep both of these buttons down until you run out of energy. You can now let up on the A button on controller 1, but keep the pad down on controller 2. This is where a friend comes in handy, because as long as the right directional pad stays down on controller 2, you have invincibility and super jumping power. So, have your bud take care of controller 2 while you play the game. Now remember, the invincibility trick will only work on the Needle Man, Snake Man, Gemini Man, or Shadow Man levels, but the super jumping works everywhere. Wow, that was a lot of stuff. Let's check it out again real quick. First, fall down a killer hole on one of the stages I told you about earlier. Next, while you're falling, push down the A button on controller 1 and right on the pad on controller number 2 at the same time. Now wait until you're drained of energy. Now, have a friend hold down the controller 2 right pad for you while you play the game. You now have invincibility plus super jumping power throughout the entire game.
Hi, I'm Greg Woodcock from Garland, Texas. Can you guys tell me how to beat the dragon in the game Immortal? My friend and I have been stuck for months. Thanks.
Hey, you don't take any prisoners, do you, bud? I think you fried at least 2 or 3 of the Game Lab's best over here, but we got the answer, so check it out.
Use the blink spell 6 times to avoid the dragon's first 6 flame bursts. Now, while this will tire him out, he's not done yet because there's still one final long blast to come. Wait for a second inhale and then use the flame protection scroll. Next, hold the amulet up to the light, but dude, do not read the runes. Runes? Okay, I know you may be asking, dude, what's a rune? I bet you guys thought I said prunes. Psych! I didn't. I said runes. And I happened to check in with our runologist, and I learned that runes are ancient inscriptions which tell you your future. And if I don't get on with answering your question, I think I know what my future's gonna be. Ouch! So as I was saying, hold the amulet up to the light, but do not read the runes. This will frighten the dragon and keep him from attacking you while you deal with your next problem. The wizard Mortimer, who's gonna try and fry your behind with his lightning bolts. Bogus. Now here's how you handle this punk. Use the statue scroll 3 consecutive times to defend against the lightning bolts. Morty will do his best to fake you out after the first 3 bolts. You can always tell when the fakes are coming if you watch the dragon's head, because the dragon will always follow the direction of the lightning. See? Mortimer still has another 2 bolts in his arsenal, and one more nasty trick. So again, use your statue scroll 3 times to defend. Thinking he's got you by the power cord, Mortimer will declare, "You have no more defenses. Prepare to die." Right after he lays that one on you, use the magnetic hand spell to suck the amulet from his hand to yours, and sit back and watch as the dragon cooks a Mortimer shish kebab.
All right, way to go, bud. Good question. You'll be getting your free GamePro tee in the mail. Thank you. Now, if you other gamers have a hot one, put it on video. Send it to us. Get gutsy. We'll give you the address at the end of the show, okay?
You gain invincibility in Target Earth when we return on GamePro.
Whoa, whoa, space, the final frontier. Oh, sorry, wrong game. If you're a Genesis player, then you gotta be a fan of Target Earth, one of the all-time greats for the 16-bit game. Well, here's 2 mega tips that'll keep your space cruiser in business for as long as you want to play the game. Whoa! The first tip is major easy to pull off. Now, even though Target Earth is a 1-player game, plug in the Player 2 controller. Once your spaceship is moving, just hit the start button on the Player 2 controller. I now pronounce you invincible. You'll still take on some damage from the hits, but your ship will never blow up. Now, if you prefer the challenge of a destructible spaceship, but want to keep the game going forever, here's a Target Earth tip that'll give you all the continues you want. Okay, check it out. To make this trick happen, you have to at least make it to level 2. Now, here's the part that takes some nerve, so listen up. You gotta take the plunge and die on purpose, that's right. Next, go back to the options screen and press start. When you see the babe appear with the words continue up, leave the options screen. Now you're back in the title screen, and if you did this one right, you should have 9 continues. Way to go. By the way, when you get down to 2 continues, you can run this trick all over again for another 9. No man has gone before, right? Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Let's check out what the gumballs in the lab have to say about our Star Trek for the NES. Now, if you're a Trekkie or an ex-Trekkie or a recovering Trekkie, or even if you've gone through Trekkie rehab, listen up, because there's no question that you need to get your thumbs on this cart for another dose of Starship Enterprise. Here is the story. The Enterprise has been sucked through a rip in the fabric of space and is now boldly traveling where no man has gone before. Kirk and the crew's mission is to repair the space hull and make it back to Federation space. Of course, the ship's dilithium crystals have burned out, and there isn't enough power to warp out of the unknown zone, or for that matter, to even maintain orbit for 2 hours. Okay, the only hope for Spock, Uhura, Chekhov, Sulu, Bones, and the rest of the crew is to explore the closest planet they can find in search of the crystals they need to continue their journey. In the game, you'll visit at least 4 planets, engage Romulans in battle, make off with a cloaking device, and run through a number of other missions necessary for success. All of this happens over 7 sections involving time travel, exploration, detective work, and major battles with familiar Star Trek baddies. So, how did our crack team of Game Lab gargantuans rate Star Trek? Remember, the Game Labbers check our games out for graphics, sound, challenge, and fun factor. Now, while the Game Lab garbanzo beans like the graphics, especially the characters representing the original Star Trek cast, they were kind of disappointed with the backgrounds. A lot of the planets look the same, and some levels are nothing more than a graphic where you walk off on one side and reappear on the other. The sound effects are totally cool, but the music's kind of average. The game will give you a workout and ought to keep you entertained for many hours of play, though. Finally, while the guys in the game lab wouldn't say that this is the coolest game in the galaxy, they do say you're going to have a pretty good time. Now, speaking for myself, I have to say, well, I was kind of disappointed. Yeah.
No way, dude. Really?
Yeah, I was.
I game, you know. I'm like sort of a Trekkie, you know.
Well, I like the Trekkie part of it, but I was just okay. It's fair enough, but, you know, well, it's okay we disagree a little, right? One thing we don't disagree on, though, is Bonk's Revenge for their TurboGrafx 16 game system, and we both agree it is awesome.
That's right, bud. I definitely agree with you. Get a fist for that? Yeah. Everybody bonkers for the Bonk Man when he first appeared in Bonk's Adventure, right? The head crusher's back, and he's better than ever.
Bonk's old enemy, King Drool, is also back, and he's brought with him a new and nasty plan. You see, it seems old Drool has cut Moonland in half, and Bonk's mission is to bring the two halves back together. To do this, Bonk has to make it through 7 perilous levels, bashing Drool's bad guys as he goes. You're gonna meet up with some old adversaries in this game, like the dreaded Chicken Army. You also check out some new screaming meanies, like the fire-breathing lizards and rampaging dinosaurs. Bogus. Now, you remember in the first Bonk how the Bonkster would power up when he gobbled up the meat? Well, in this one, he does a whole lot more than power up, because, dude, when he gets his jaws around the second piece of meat, Bonkmeister goes totally bonkers. Yeah, he does like 3 times as much damage with his headbutts than he used to do. Check it out. And then when he lands on his noggin on his cart, every on-screen enemy takes total damage.
How do the Game Lab techie towheads rate this one? Well, have to say perfection comes to mind. Yes, victory! The graphics are model with some great-looking prehistoric landscapes, and be sure to catch the animation on the boss characters, because, see, you've never seen it done better. Sound? I don't know. I got to think for the sound of Bonk's most massive head thumps. They just kind of go thunk, you know? It's really cool. And the gamers of all ages and skill levels can play along. But finally, when it comes to music, well, I'd have to say that that's pretty good, too. The gameplay's challenging, though not impossible, and it's fun. Bonk's a classic video game, and it's Bonk! It's Bonk! Bonk on, dudes! Bonk!
Go get her!
Hey, Bud, this is my favorite part of the show, so stop playing, let's do it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now, with most of the action in the Arcade Center CD-ROM live-action games, we thought you might like to take a look at the new arcade game that uses animation. Yeah, and they do use it. It's Dragon's Lair 2, bud. And if you were into the first game in the series, you better get down to the arcade quick to check this one out, because I must say, it is happening.
We've been playing it all day. Now, if you're wondering why the animation quality on this game is so awesome to the point of blowing out every other animation game in the universe, you gotta understand that the dudes behind this game are the very same people who brought you The Land Before Time, An American Tail, and All Dogs Go to Heaven. The company's Sullivan Bluth, and they're supposed to be the #1 dudes in animation. Check out the gameplay. Princess Daphne has been kidnapped by the heinous evil wizard Wardock. Her mother is ticked off big time and makes Daphne's husband, Dirk the Daring, go after Morty to bail out the princess. Not an easy chore, dudes. Mordock has a time traveler and is jumping all around history to avoid Dirk and his happening sword. Now, since all the Dirkster could put together is this busted-up time machine he got from this old used time machine car lot, it's not going well for Dirk the Daring. This game is equipped with total state-of-the-art laser technology with a monster 25-inch monitor. And you're going to need lightning-fast reflexes to compete in this one because the action is fast and non-stop.
On the money, bud.
Nice.
And speaking of money, if you're going to go to the arcade and play Dragon's Lair 2, you better bring lots of money, bud, because there is no turning back.
My turn. See you guys later. Bye.
Hello, my name is Trevor Williams from Reston, Virginia. and I managed to score 240,630 big points on Dynamite Duke for the Sega Genesis.
Hi, I'm John Meissner from Ottawa, Canada, and I finished Bonk's Adventure for the TurboGrafx 16.
Hi, this is Kevin Murphy from Smyrna, Georgia, and on Shredder for the Sega Genesis, I got a cool 158,950.
Unbelievable scores, dude. Your GamePro subscription is in the mail, so check it out. And remember, if you want to win, you gotta send them in.
Hot tips and tactics for Valis 3 when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Sure, you do not take this off pause, okay?
Okay.
Later, bud.
Got it.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Whoa, ow. Dudes, I think I'm stuck. Hopefully, we're back in SWAT world. So stick with me, because I have a happening level selector for the Genesis game Valis 3. Okay, here goes nothing. Here's what you do. Oh! First, bring up the title screen. Now, hold down button A, button B, button C, up and start all at the same time. I'm talking a real finger stretch. If you do this correctly, the screen will display Select Map. Use the up or down on your control pad to select your level. Finally, hit start and you'll be exactly where you want to be. Okay, let's run that down one more time. First, bring up the title screen. Now, hold down button A, button B, button C, up, and the start button all at the same time. When you see Select Map, choose the level you want. Finally, hit start and you'll start at that level. How about a classic trick for powering up any of your turtles in the Game Boy version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's easy. Watch. You're smack in the middle of doing battle with the Foot Clan. Michelangelo is tiring out. What's a turtle to do? No sweat, dude. First, press the start button to halt the action. Next, press up, up, down, down, left, right, B, and A. And be sure to do it in that order. Go back to the game totally powered up. Here's the order one more time. First, put the game on pause. Next, hit up, up, down, down, left, right, B, and A. That's all there is to it, turtles.
All right. Now, we don't know if this cart's even in the stores yet, but the Game Lab eggheadsters managed to get their mitts on Ultraman! Yeah, it's for the SNES. Here's a preview. Now, for those of you who may not be hip to who this dude is, Ultraman is this megastar in Japan on the Japanese tube, and he even did some time in the USA on the tube in about the 70s. Disco era, yeah. Now, he's the ultimate warrior and protector of peace in the universe, and for eons, he's been fighting against Gudis, the heinous virus who's been trying to wipe out all life forms different than him, right? In the Ultraman game, Gudis has infected Earth, causing all sorts of mutant monsters, and these bogus bosses are seriously, heinously ugly. Ultraman wants to do battle with the Gudis virus and his mutant bad guys, but the atmosphere on Earth is so polluted that he can't even handle it in his Ultraman form. So, he transforms himself into this human guy named Jack Shindo, and then he sets out to save the world from these monster mutant bosses, right? The good news is, Jack can become Ultraman when he needs to, but he can only do it for 3 minutes at a time. And the game, it lets you use all kinds of gamer skills. You know, you get these special weapons along with, like, hand-to-hand stuff. You get martial arts, you get wrestling, you get street brawling. Oh, yeah! Oh, there's one thing I forgot to tell you. Ultraman is 197 feet tall, and he weighs in at about 58,000 tons. So I guess the dude can handle himself if you get my drift. Come to think of it, can you imagine having to feed this guy? As long as you don't get stuck with the check at dinner. Now, the action's happening, the graphics are cool, the game is hot, so look for it because it's one cart that you're definitely gonna want to get friendly with.
Bring Nate back from the dead with a cool tip for Phantasy Star 2. Coming up on GamePro.
I'm Matt Brazil from Hubbard, Ohio, and I have a tip for Phantasy Star 2 for the Sega Genesis. Neo will be killed by Nia first while fighting alone, but you can bring her back to life while your 3 remaining characters fight. Before going to Climatrol, have Sheer steal Moondew. Use any character except Nia. When Nia is killed, you can use the Moondew to bring her back to life.
Now that was a great tip. I'm sending you your GamePro t-shirt personally. Now that about puts it on ice for today. While we're out of here, remember to send in your tapes and tips so that we can keep the Game Lab goons employed. After all, you know what I mean? Someone's got to do it to it.
Hey, yeah, very kind of you. So, here comes the address, okay? Get quick, GamePro. P.O. Box 1678, Venice, California, 90291, yeah.
All right, for my man, the B-Man, I'm J.D. Roth. We'll catch up with you next week on GamePro. Peace.